Welcome back to the best Dominion cards list. Yes, I won't do any promises in the future because I can't keep my promises. And yeah, it's already nearly half a year ago when I started this. I wanted to do this in 2 to 3 months. And now Guilds is even released. Yeah, so it's time to finish this. So this is part 17. The top 11 cards costing 5. Rank number 11, Tactician. We're making another big jump of nearly 5 percentage points and are now nearly in the 80% range. Tactician stays where it was. It is the second card with a first rank. It has only 1 vote below average and only 7 votes below 60%. Tactician makes use of the phrase "one big turn is better than 2 mediocre ones." So in a deck in that you can't guarantee a profit each turn, with Tactician it's still very likely to get 2 provinces each 2 turns. This applies especially to cards that take profit of big hand sizes like Forge, Bank, or Tournament and Province. It's also great to get key cards like King's Court early or as a defense against discarding attacks, because a hand with 0 and 8 cards is definitely better than 2 hands with 3 cards. And in combination with Black Market or action cards that let you gain virtual money like Vault or Secret Chamber or Storeroom, Baron or a bunch of Festivals, Conspirators, Grand Markets, you can even set up a double Tactician strategy. You can play your second Tactician in your Tactician turn and still have enough coins to buy something and get another 10 card hand in the next hand. Rank number 10, Ghost Ship from Seaside. After going up 2 ranks last time, it went back 2 ranks again. Ghost Ship has 2 votes below average and 11 votes above 90%. Ghost Ship is very strong because it's a discard attack in which you don't have to discard, you have to top deck. So this messes up this turn and the next turn. You have then to choose to get 2 mediocre turns or a bad turn and hopefully a better next turn if you aren't getting Ghost Shipped again. This results in really slow games in which it takes long until you reshuffle and see the newly bought cards the first time. The difference to all other strong attack cards is you don't want to play as many as you can in one turn, you just want to constantly play it each turn. That's the reason why Ghost Ship with schemes can be devastating. If there are no good defense cards or counters, you are in a soft pin you aren't likely to get out soon. So in comparison to Torturer and Minion, a single play is stronger. Ghost Ship Chapel is the 30th best opening. Rank number 9, Minion from Intrigue. Minion is the 5th best attack card costing 5 and stays on the same rank. It's the first card with no votes below average and got only 6 votes below 70%. It was voted above 90% 10 times. It would be even 2 ranks higher in the unweighted list. Minion's discard attack can hit even stronger than any other discard attack. You have 1 card more than with Militia, but against Minion you cannot choose which card to keep. The non-terminal 2 coins is great in every engine, and the discard option helps you to cycle faster. Those 2 benefits make it a self-working engine. If you win the minion split, you can play the first minions in your hand to get 2 coins and the last one to get the next 4 cards, and just proceed. And every non-terminal card with virtual coins and or non-terminal treasure fits well in a minion deck. Yes, there has to be some requirements. You're playing a 2-player game and have a thin deck, and don't play with Colony, to name the major issues. But then a minion deck is super strong. Minion Chapel is the 16th best opening. Rank number 8, Torturer from Intrigue. Torturer is the 4th best attack card costing 5 and is 2 ranks and over 3 percentage points better than last time. It was voted first once and has no vote below 60% and only 6 votes below 70%. In the unweighted ranking it would be 3 ranks higher. A single Torturer is not that great. You can choose to take a curse in hand or discard. Taking the curse in hand is not that great as getting it onto your discard pile or even on top. If you have a forge or a jack of all trades in hand, a curse in hand doesn't hurt you that much. In all other cases, it's just a militia-like discarding attack. But multiple torturers can really torture you, especially because you have a choice, but still are between the devil and the deep blue sea. So torturer highly depends from villages, especially with border villages, fishing villages or crossroads. A torturer chain is definitely the way to go. The first one that gets this set up is likely to win. When the curses are gone, torturers are no danger anymore. But the curse split is likely highly in your favor, and you already have a good running engine to maybe pick up a few more treasures and then go green. Only with direct curses you may still skip them, because until you've set up this chain, there are few curses left. Necropolis makes going for torturers maybe a little bit more viable now. Torturer Chapel is a 57 opening, and Torturer Crossroads is at 83. Rank number 7, Cultist from Dark Ages. Yeah, Cultist is the best Dark Ages card and the third best attack card costing 5. It was voted 3 times below average, but got 16 votes over 19%, so over a third of all votes. Cultist is the looter pendant to Witch. As ruins are not as bad as curses, it has the benefit of getting sort of +1 action, which can only be used to play more cultists. So you are able to play multiple cultists in a turn and therefore chunk harder than Witch. In a chapel down thin deck it can be devastating to get like 4 runes in a turn and can totally shut you down. And even if the runes are gone, around 4 cultists give you a really good draw and allow you to get a lot of money in hand. The second benefit is that it can be trashed for +3 cards, what can be really strong with, let's say, a procession for example, or any trash for benefit card. It's still not enough to be stronger than Witch. Rank 6 Governor, a promo card. Governor is still on the same rank, but wow, what a high deviation, especially for such a high ranked card. It has 2.5 really big outliers and 4 votes below 50%. In the unweighted ranking, it's 3 ranks lower. The different options make it difficult to play, and depending on what you choose, it can be a really bad card or a great one. That may also explain the high deviation. Like Council Room, the +1 card may be pretty huge for your opponent if you choose +3 cards. And if you even choose that multiple times in a row, you give your opponent a great hand too. So either do that only if you A. Play a discard attack afterwards, B. Can end that game in a mega turn, or C. Possess your opponent afterwards. In all these 3 cases, Governor is really powerful. The remodel effect is bad in the early game. You're helping your opponent even more for letting him trash his coppers or get a silver for an estate. You can use it in the end game to remodel your treasure card and respective victory cards. The best option without above mentioned supporting cards may be the gold gaining. The silver can be really bad for your opponent in a colony game, or if he builds a deck with high action density. And you can pick up governors over gold because you can get golds with governor later. That leads to a state where governor can combo with itself. Gain many governors, choose the gold gain option every time. With many governors and gold in your deck, use a few governors for +3 cards, and the rest to remodel your gold into province in a mega turn. Its power in a thin deck shows the rank 3 opening in the best openings for Governor Chapel. Rank number 5, Ill-Gotten Gains from Hinterlands. Ill-Gotten Gains is no attack per se, but we could call it the third best attack card instead of Cultist. It went down 1 rank and has only a small lead over Governor. What's most notable is that it has a really high deviation with some really low votes. In the unweighted ranking it would be 3 ranks worse. I remember reading Ill-Gotten Gains the first time and it seemed not that strong. You have only a one-shot cursor to get a better copper, but that's not like it is. An Ill-Gotten Gains rush is really strong. Just buy Ill-Gotten Gains every time you get to 5. The optional extra copper makes that even more possible. With a 5-2 opening, it's even possible to deal out a curse before the opponent's first reshuffle, especially for the first player. When the IGGs are gone, the curses are usually gone too, so you have just to empty the duchy pile to win the game, and IGGs give enough money to accomplish exactly this. Often you are even able to pick up a province in between. But you have to be sure that you hit your opponent. While these curses are nearly unstoppable, not even with Mode or Lighthouse, making IGG even stronger, with Trader or Ambassador on the board, the curse pile won't be empty if you empty the IGG pile, and your opponent may have enough time to pick up enough provinces before you empty 2 piles. The same applies with other curses on the board. But in all other cases, when IGG is on the board, the rush is probably the dominant strategy. Ill-Gotten Gains Courtyard is the 115th best opening. It's also interesting that Ill-Gotten Gains has the highest per game win rate of all Kingdom cards, even higher than, for example, Grand Market or any other alternative victory card. Rank number 4, Hunting Party from Cornucopia. Hunting Party has a slightly better rating than last time, and is a rank better. It has a really low deviation, the 4th lowest. Only one voted it below the upper third, and it was voted on the first rank once, and 15 times it was voted on 95% or higher. After Stables and Laboratory, Hunting Party is the best non-terminal hand size increasing card, costing 5. The advantage is the even better filter effect than Stables to get the cards in hand you really need. It's also an engine on its own. Just have 1 gold and at least a silver and a good terminal action, which gives you at least 2 coins, like Goons, Monument, Horse Traders, Haggler or Baron. With at least 5 or 6 hunting parties, you are almost guaranteed a province each turn, because you only have few different action cards in your deck and got those all in hand. Going green doesn't hurt you much, only duchies, and with curses you only need a hunting party more to filter curses. It's not strictly better than Laboratory if there are no different cards left in your deck, but that mostly occurs only if you have already a very strong deck, or you have a heavily trimmed deck, what you don't need for when you go for hunting parties. The only thing you have to watch out in such a deck is when to trigger the reshuffle, so you have at least 1 hunting party in the next hand again. With Dark Ages it got a little bit worse. Shelters hurt the hunting party deck a lot, and Ruins from Looters also hurt a lot more than curses. Hunting Party Chapel is the 11th best opening. Rank number 3, Wharf from Seaside. Wharf is the best non-attack card, costing 5. There's no doubt. It has the lowest deviation in the whole list, was voted below 85% only 1 time, was voted first 6 times, and has a lead over Hunting Party of nearly 5 percentage points. +2 cards are mostly weak. The benefit you get in this turn is pretty weak too, but the duration effect of +2 cards without playing an action is like 2 caravans, or if you played 2 laboratories at the start of your next turn. And Laboratory is already a card at rank 16 of the same cost. If you have 2 wharfs and you have play them alternating each turn, you start each turn with 7 cards, and basically each wharf is a council room then, without the drawback of giving your opponent an additional card. And, as already mentioned, the +5 for a terminal draw is really nice too. You need it with so many cards in hand. You can use War for big money with less probability of colliding, because of the duration effect, or you can build an engine. In combination with Fishing Village, you are almost guaranteed big hands, like you're playing Double Tactician, and even have enough actions left for attacks. No matter if you're going big money or build an engine with it, Wharf is so strong that those games are over very quick. Wharf's draw on +Y is also good for Fool's Gold, making Wharf Fool's Gold the 14th best opening. Wharf Chapel is only on 60. Rank number 2, Witch from the base set. It was again very close, not as close as last time, but Witch is again only rank 2. With 13 first places, there is no doubt about such a high rank. It was voted below 80% only 2 times and has the second lowest deviation. Cursors are the strongest cards in the game. I think everyone agrees. There are only 5 guaranteed cursors. One gives you no benefit and only costs 4. Another one is a one-shot and ranked 5 on this list. The third one has a potion in its cost, and the fourth is a prize card. So which is a guaranteed cursor with no drawback and definitely one of the strongest cards in the game? Not only can you curse your opponent, you get 2 additional cards. Kingscourting a witch is basically game over for your opponent. The defense with witch on the board is mostly to get it for yourself, faster than your opponent and play it more often. Witch Chapel is the 5th best opening, but it is good with every 5-2 split. It is in the top 114 times, even Witch Nothing is on 82. And ranked number 1, Mountebank from Prosperity. The decision was close again, but it had a higher lead over Witch this time, 1.3 percentage points. It was clearly voted better with 31 first ranks. It has a really big outlier, but other than that, it was only ranked 4 times below 95%. Which already is very strong, but Mountebank managed to beat it again. Yes, it cannot deal out curses guaranteed, but dealing out 2 junk cards for play is really strong. And if the opponent has a curse in hand, he is mostly behind the curse split anyway. So it's stronger in the beginning, where chunk hurts you more. Your deck can get clogged up so fast. Then it may not hit every time in the middle game, but when the curse pile is empty, you can still deal out coppers. That's another advantage. While 2 coins is mostly weaker than 2 cards, especially in colony games, there's no big difference in cursing games, as your deck has more junk and it's more difficult to get a money average of 1 coin per card at the start anyway. So it really depends on the board which card is stronger, but mostly it is Mountebank because it really hurts more. Just beware with Trader on the board, or you may be giving your opponent 2 silvers. Another reason for Mountebank being first is the openings list. Mountebank Chapel is still the overall best opening on 1, and Mountebank is 14 times in the top 100 and 11 of them in the top 50, with Mountebank Nothing even on 75. Yeah, thanks again for watching, and I won't make any promises now, but I really want to end this series as soon as possible, so stay tuned. Until next time, bye.